let's get into the Austin Peay Governors,
Let's
sir.
get it.
This is Georgia's week 2
Governors.
opponent. Another tune-up game, which is probably solid for the inexperience on this 2025 team. Austin Peay went 4-8 a year ago. Right now, both of these teams are 1-0. They beat Middle Tennessee. I think of them as MTSU, but I don't think they're. I think they lost the state, like Memphis State a year. My dad would always call them Memphis State for the longest time. But Middle Tennessee, they beat 34-14. That's FCS over D1. In the state of Tennessee. So that's a big time win for Austin Peay. 343 yards, held Middle Tennessee to 153 yards of total offense. 153 total yards in this game. And then in 2024 matchups, Power 4 versus G5 matchups, although these actually aren't G5 because Tennessee Tech is what? FCS. But in their one game against Power 4 competition, they lost to Louisville 62-0 last year. Georgia averaged their 2 wins over Tennessee Tech and UMass 53.5-12. So they won those games by 41 points a game. So doesn't bode well for the Governors coming in here. And then, like we said, the history of the 45-0 win when last time they came in 2018. What are your first thoughts about this game?
It's obviously a team coming off of a pretty big week 1 victory that's going to be coming into this game feeling like they have a chance to win. And I think anytime that's the case, you just don't want to come out looking flat. So I'll probably say a lot of the same stuff that I said last week before the Marshall game because, I mean, to be in all honesty, this is a very similar situation to the Marshall game. It's an overmatched opponent coming into Sanford Stadium. But I think in these games, the most important thing to do is to try and start fast the best you can and don't let that other team, get any sense of hope or confidence that maybe they can pull off the stunner. And I thought Georgia did a great job of that last week. I mean, they jumped out to 21-28 nothing. I mean, like that in the first quarter and a half of the game or whatever. So that's what I would like to see again. I'd like to see them start fast. I'd like to see them run the ball early. I'd like to see a lot of their pass production come off of play action stuff and stuff that they can set up because of the run game. I thought that was something they did a good job of doing last week. And I guess week-to-week improvement, I'll say it again, I would like the pockets to look a lot cleaner in this game than they did against Marshall.
Yeah, I think that's all fair. They had 5 sacks in their game against Middle Tennessee last week against the Blue Raiders. Yeah, I think it's hard to know what to talk about when it comes to these games. You just want to try to get out of there healthy. I'm not sure how much Georgia succeeded in that against Marshall because we're talking about a couple injuries, but like hopefully we're not talking about any that guys are going to miss significant time with. Maybe Juan Gaston sits this one out, so he's ready by the time they play Tennessee, or at worst, ready by the time they play Alabama. I don't know, but yeah, I really just want to get out there without injuries. I guess if we're being picky, I would like to see the wide receivers get more like downfield targets in this one because just from a scrimmage kind of perspective, it's like, okay, you played Marshall, you went out in the run game, that's good. Now we're playing another scrimmage. Let's make sure the pass game is looking good. So I think we know that this receiver group is so much better than it was a year ago. But, I really want to see Georgia, open up the offense and see some downfield passing.
Yeah, it would definitely be nice to see what Noah Thomas can do also. I guess that would be a big wish list item for this game is I'd like to see him record a catch. If he could, because I mean he's was a pretty big haul for them this offseason, I thought, and was expected to be a big part of the offense. But yeah, I think some more downfield passing and stuff might be cool to see. I know again it's these FCS games where you want to be vanilla on offense and not show anything, but let's let Gunner let a few deep balls rip for sure. That would be cool.
For sure, whether it's Javon Wims or George Pickens or A.D. Mitchell or Riley Ridley, like you've seen a lot of these guys, with that had are just good at contested catches on the sideline, and I just want to see. I think that's exactly who Colby Young and Noah Thomas are. Like, give them some back shoulder throws, make some contested catches. Like you saw that LSU touchdown where they got the basketball player in there. Like we throw in Elias Williams in the red zone, throw it up to the 6'7" dude. Like I think what we all wanted Darnell Washington to be, he was really just a glorified tackle, and I'm afraid should be playing. He might be losing money not playing tackle.
Yeah, I agree.
He could probably gain 20 pounds and be a legit tackle. I think Elias Williams is going to be what we kind of all wanted Darnell Washington to be, like the true, like, this guy's a basketball player and he's going to catch jump balls. So yeah, just see some of that. I'm not that Elias Williams we're necessarily anticipating being a huge part of the offense in 2025, but I mean, if he's got a role for himself, then maybe he should be.
Look pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I remember so many guys like through the years just making those kind of back shoulder contested catches on the sideline. Riley Ridley is one I always think about. He's just always had such tough hands, or like strong hands. But yeah, I'd like to see Colby Young and Noah Thomas get in on that.
Yeah, and I think I'm also interested to see what kind of if we get any more hints at the kind of hierarchy that's starting to form at running back. Because again, I was just on here singing Dwight Phillips' praises. It'll be interesting to see if, like, again, they get him on the field early and often in that game, or if maybe it's Nate Frazier early, or maybe Chauncey Bowens plays more early, or even Bo Walker or somebody like that. 2 games of Georgia playing cupcakes before the conference opponent is not always like the best indicator of who's going to be playing where at running back. But I really hope that we get a better idea of like how they view those guys and what the pecking order is going to be. I think Frazier is probably going to still be the number 1 going into the Tennessee game because I think he's earned that job. But who the number 2, who the number 3 is it Phillips? Is it Bowens? Is McCray going to play a lot more next week? Who knows? That's definitely something else I'm also looking out for.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. If Dwight Phillips goes out there and has the first touchdown of the game again, it's like, okay, maybe Dwight Phillips is one of our part of our thunder and lightning we got going on here. But yeah, I think that's a good call out because I don't really know how this running back room is gonna shake out. My buddy Chase Thomas is just obsessed with Roderick Robinson. I don't know if you know, Bud Elliott last year was like obsessed with Colby Young. Like,
really,
it was like SEC championship week. Like he's talking Georgia, Texas is like, well, they don't have Colby Young. It's like, well, we haven't had Colby Young for like 8 years. Why are we still talking about it? Like, he was good. He wasn't like Jeremiah Smith or something. Like, we're not missing George Pickens right now. Like, no disrespect to Colby Young, but yeah, it was just weird how much he like continued to bring it up. But my buddy Chase Thomas is just like, I don't know about Roderick Robinson. I'm curious to see where. And it's like, bro, I'm not sure he's even in the 5-man rotation at this point. Like, I think he could have just been like, maybe he's not healthy. Maybe he just legitimately got passed on the depth chart by some other guys. But yeah, I think Georgia's got a loaded room. I mean, even Cash Jones probably didn't play as much as I probably expected in this one because of guys like Dwight Phillips and Chauncey Bowens.
Yeah, Jones I think has a pretty stamped role at this point as like the 3rd down running back. Like he's going to be on the field for passing downs. I feel like a lot. But yeah, shoot. Oh, Roger Robinson. Yeah, I feel like it would be really, really disappointing for this running back room if neither McCray nor Robinson can make an impact, because those are the 2 guys that are like the 6'2", 230-pound bruisers or whatever, which was just not an archetype of player that they had last year because Robinson was, hurt the whole time. So that would definitely and like
both Robinsons.
Yeah, both right, exactly. And like I guess the biggest thumper on the team but besides those two guys would probably be like Bowens or somebody. And, Frazier's tough too. But
I think he's the next, just size-wise. I think
yeah,
Bowens would be
I
the
was going
next
to
biggest.
say, like, you want to have that size in your running back room if you're going to use a committee. And it'd be a disappointment if neither of those guys can break through, for whether it's for injury reasons or for other reasons. Because they need a power running game. They do.
Yeah, and I'm hoping your original explanation is accurate, that Josh McCray missed some time with the illness in practice, and he just, for whatever reason, they just wasn't going to get the ticks in game one. But when the actual competition ramps up, he'll be part of the rotation. I would be surprised. I mean, it's a guy who's ran for 700-800 yards or something a year ago at Illinois, double-digit touchdowns, I believe. So I would think that guy's good enough to break into Georgia's kind of inexperienced running back room. But yeah, also looking at the schedule, like the last time and I think the only time I can really remember in recent history that Georgia opened up with 2 cupcakes back to back was 2023, and then had a UAB in the 4. Literally 3 of the first 4 were cupcakes. Just ridiculously slow start to that 2023 schedule. But the third game after the 2 cupcakes versus UC Martin and Ball State was South Carolina at home. And that's a game that Georgia came out really flat, and they're shut out in the first half. I want to say, was it 14-0 or 10-0?
They're on 14-3 at half, if I remember correctly.
14-3. Okay. Yeah. So it's like, it's nice to get these cupcakes, but is Georgia ready to go to Knoxville in week 3 after 2 games like this? I don't know. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I mean, if they come out looking flat against Austin Peay, I'm not going to feel too great about how they're going to come out looking against Tennessee. But if they can have an at all similar performance to how they played against Marshall, hopefully even better,